Somewhere in a quiet suburban strip, a Honda dealership is quietly outperforming half the businesses on the block. No exotic cars in the window, no luxury price tags on the windshield, just rows of Civics, Accords, and CR-Vs under fluorescent lights. And yet this boring business can generate millions in profit every single year. That contradiction is the entire story we're about to unpack. Honda is one of the most trusted car brands on the planet, but trust doesn't automatically mean fat profit margins. In fact, Honda dealerships run on some of the thinnest new car margins in the entire industry, sometimes just 2 to 4% gross profit on a new vehicle sale. So how does a business with razor-thin margins turn into a multi-million-dollar asset? That question rarely gets answered honestly. Most people only see the showroom. They never see the machine running behind it. Today, we're breaking down the real economics of owning a Honda dealership, the real startup costs, hidden profit centers, and the risks nobody puts in the brochure. It's easy to understand why people want in on this business. Honda has built one of the strongest reputations in automotive history, reliability that borders on legendary, resale values that consistently beat most competitors, brand loyalty that spans multiple generations of the same family. Customers don't need convincing before they walk through the door. They already trust the badge before they even test drive the car. For a dealership owner, that kind of trust is priceless. It means lower advertising pressure compared to weaker, less trusted brands. It means customers who return decade after decade without hesitation. It also means steady, predictable foot traffic all year long. Even during economic downturns, Honda models keep moving off the lot. Civics and CR-Vs are practically recession-resistant vehicles. People see owning a Honda store as a stable, blue-chip investment. Not flashy, not glamorous, but dependable in a way that feels almost boring. And in franchising, boring and dependable often means profitable. There's also prestige tied to being a Honda dealer in your community. Local dealers often become respected pillars of small business networks. That reputation alone attracts serious investors and multi-store operators. But attraction is only half of the story. Here's where the excitement runs straight into financial reality. Honda almost never hands out brand new franchise licenses anymore. Most profitable U.S. territories are already claimed. So the real path isn't applying, it's buying an existing store. You're not just purchasing a building and a parking lot. You're purchasing an existing Honda franchise agreement. And that agreement carries something called blue sky value. Blue sky is the price tag for goodwill, location, and brand rights. For a strong, performing Honda store, that number can be enormous. In many major markets, Blue Sky alone runs from $3 to $10 million. That number is before land. That's before the showroom construction. That's before a single new car sits on the lot. Add prime real estate, and total entry cost can climb past $15 million. Then Honda's facility image standards enter the picture. Honda enforces strict architectural requirements for every dealership design. Signature glass showroom fronts, specific interior lighting packages, brand-approved service bay layouts, and customer lounges. Falling out of compliance can force renovations costing hundreds of thousands of dollars. On top of the building, you need inventory sitting on the lot. New cars aren't simply paid for in cash up front. They're financed through something called floor plan financing. A lender, often American Honda Finance, fronts the money for that inventory. The dealer pays daily interest on every car sitting unsold. The longer a car sits, the more that interest eats into future profit. A typical Honda store might carry $2 to $5 million in floor plan debt at any time. Even before selling a single vehicle, the financial clock is already running. Add staffing costs to open the doors. Sales teams, service technicians, and finance managers all need to be hired before day one. Add technology systems for scheduling, inventory, and customer records. Add initial parts inventory for the service department. All of this stacks up long before the first customer walks in. Total realistic entry cost for a serious Honda franchise often lands between $5 and $20 million, and that range depends heavily on location, size, and existing store performance. Now here's where the real business logic gets interesting. New car margins on Honda vehicles are famously thin. We're talking roughly 2 to 4% gross profit on many models. A $28,000 Civic might generate only a few $100s in real profit. Why do dealers still fight to own these stores? Because new car sales aren't actually the main profit engine. They're simply the entry point to something bigger. Enter holdback. Holdback is a hidden percentage, usually 2 to 3% of invoice price. Honda pays that amount back to the dealer after the sale. It's invisible to the customer. It never appears on the sticker price. It exists purely to protect dealer profitability on thin-margin vehicles. Then there's financing income. When a customer finances through the dealership, the dealer earns a reserve on that loan. Then there's the finance and insurance office, commonly called F&I extended warranties, Honda Care protection plans, gap insurance policies, paint and fabric protection packages. These products can add $1,000 to $2,000 in pure profit per vehicle. Multiply that across hundreds of monthly sales and the numbers grow fast. But the real profit center is hiding in the back of the building. The service and parts department, oil changes, brake jobs, scheduled maintenance visits, warranty repair work billed directly back to Honda. Because Honda owners keep their cars for years, that service relationship never really ends. Fixed operations, meaning service and parts combined, often generate over half of total gross profit. Some Honda dealers report their service department alone outperforms new car sales in raw profit. That's the quiet secret hiding behind every Honda dealership. The showroom brings people in. The service bay is what actually pays the bill. Add the used car department into the mix. Trade-ins get reconditioned and resold at stronger margins than new cars. Certified pre-owned Honda vehicles carry an extra profit layer through extended coverage plans. Parts markup adds another steady revenue stream. Genuine Honda parts typically carry higher margins than aftermarket alternative. Layer all these streams together, and a very different profit picture appears. It's never one single big transaction. It's dozens of smaller, recurring profit sources stacked on top of each other. That stacking effect is exactly why Honda stores can stay profitable despite thin sticker margins. Some larger stores report over $50 million in annual revenue, but net profit after expenses often lands in the low single digits as a percentage. Let's follow the money step by step, from arrival to payout. A car arrives on the lot through floor plan financing. Interest starts accumulating immediately, even before it's sold. The car eventually sells at a razor-thin margin. Holdback from Honda partially softens that thin margin. F&I products add extra profit layered on top of the sale. The customer eventually returns for scheduled maintenance. Service tickets generate high-margin, recurring revenue. Parts markup adds even more profit on every visit. Trade-ins get reconditioned and resold as used inventory. Used vehicles often carry stronger margins than brand-new ones. Warranty work gets billed back to Honda at set reimbursement rates. Finance reserve income trickles in from every finance deal. Extended service contracts generate profit years after the original sale. Every single stream is small on its own, but together they form a surprisingly resilient profit engine. That's the real financial architecture behind Honda dealership ownership. It's built on volume and repetition, not big single-sale wins. That repetition is exactly why service department loyalty matters so much. Lose that loyalty, and the entire profit structure weakens fast. Of course, none of this profit comes without serious overhead. Running a Honda dealership means constant, heavy operating expenses. Sales staff need salaries, commissions, and training. Service technicians require ongoing certification through Honda's technical program. Finance managers, parts specialists, and administrative teams all need payroll too. A mid-sized Honda store might employ 60 to over 100 people. Payroll alone can consume a massive share of total gross profit. Then there's the building itself. Honda requires ongoing facility upgrades to match its national brand image. These upgrades aren't optional suggestions from corporate. They're contractual obligations tied directly to the franchise agreement. Falling behind on image standards can trigger financial penalties. Marketing co-op fees are often mandatory as well. A set percentage of revenue goes toward Honda-approved advertising campaigns. Insurance costs are steep, covering inventory, liability, and property risk. Floor plan interest never stops ticking in the background. Every unsold car quietly drains cash every single day it sits. During periods of high interest rates, that cost can spike dramatically. A rate jump of just a few percentage points can erase thin profit margins entirely. Add property taxes on prime commercial real estate. Add utilities for a large, well-lit showroom running around the clock. Add lot maintenance, snow removal, and landscaping costs. Add software subscriptions for inventory and customer management systems. Add technician tool and equipment upgrades required for new model years. Every new Honda model generation can require updated diagnostic equipment. That equipment isn't cheap, and it isn't optional for authorized service work. Add employee benefits, healthcare coverage, and retirement contributions. Add ongoing training costs to maintain certified technician status. Add advertising beyond the mandatory co-op minimum just to stay competitive locally. The expense list grows longer the closer you look, and every line item chips away at that already thin starting margin. This is why volume and fixed operations matter so much in this business. Without strong service revenue, many of these costs become unsustainable. That single fact separates thriving Honda stores from struggling ones. It's rarely about selling more cars. Now let's talk about the risks nobody puts in the brochure. Honda controls vehicle allocation through a performance-based system. Dealers who sell well get rewarded with more desirable inventory. Dealers who underperform receive less inventory to sell. Industry insiders often call this a turn-and-earn model. Fall behind, and your best-selling models become harder to secure. That can trap a struggling dealer in a painful downward spiral. Less inventory means fewer sales, which means even less inventory next cycle. Then there's the industry-wide shift toward electric vehicles. Honda is pushing hard into EVs, including models like the Prologue. That shift means new certification requirements for every dealer. Dealers must invest in EV charging infrastructure on their own property. Technicians need specialized training for high-voltage electric systems. New diagnostic tools and safety equipment are required for EV service work. These upgrades cost real money, often without matching sales volume yet. Early EV adoption can feel like a costly bet on the future. There's also franchise termination risk written into every dealer agreement. Underperform badly enough, and Honda can move to terminate that agreement. Regional exclusivity can shift if territories get restructured or reassigned. Industry consolidation adds another layer of pressure. Large dealer groups are buying up small independent Honda stores nationwide. That consolidation squeezes margins for smaller regional operators even further. Economic downturns hit auto sales fast and hard. When consumers pull back, new car volume drops almost immediately. That drop hits dealerships with thin margins especially hard. Rising interest rates increase both floor plan costs and customer loan rates. Higher loan rates can shrink the pool of qualified buyers. Supply chain disruptions can also choke off inventory unpredictably. A single chip shortage once left dealership lots nearly empty for months. Empty lots mean fewer sales and stalled cash flow. Cybersecurity risk is also growing across dealership management system. A data breach can bring costly fines and reputational damage. Every one of these risks sits quietly behind the polished showroom floor. None of them show up in the glossy franchise brochure, but every experienced owner learns to plan around them. So why do some Honda dealership owners struggle despite the brand's strength? Thin new car margins leave very little room for costly mistakes. High blue sky prices mean many owners start deep in debt. Floor plan interest quietly bleeds cash out of the business every month. Facility upgrade mandates can hit unexpectedly, straining short-term cash flow. A weak service department can sink an otherwise solid dealership. Owners who underestimate fixed operations often underperform badly over time. Poor allocation management can starve a dealership of hot-selling inventory. In oversaturated urban markets, competition between nearby Honda stores gets brutal. Price wars between competing dealerships crush already thin margins even further. Many owners chase volume without protecting profit per vehicle sold. That's a fast way to grow revenue while quietly losing money. Some owners overinvest in flashy renovations without boosting actual customer traffic. Others underinvest in technician training, leading to slower, less profitable service work. Staff turnover in sales and service can quietly destroy customer trust. High turnover means retraining costs and inconsistent customer experience. Some owners fail to reinvest profit back into the business at all. Aging facilities eventually fall out of compliance with Honda's image standards. That noncompliance can trigger penalties or even franchise disputes. Others simply misjudge local market demand before buying in. Overpaying for blue sky in a declining local market can be devastating. Debt taken on to fund that purchase doesn't disappear if sales slow down. This business rewards operational discipline far more than raw enthusiasm. Passion for cars alone rarely translates into dealership profitability. The owners who struggle are usually the ones who ignore the numbers. So is owning a Honda dealership actually a good business to get into? The honest answer is that it depends heavily on execution. As a get-rich-quick investment, it's a genuinely poor choice. As a long-term, service-driven business, it can be remarkably profitable. The Honda brand brings customers through the door almost for free. But the real profit is built in the service bay, not the showroom floor. Owners who master fixed operations tend to thrive year after year. Owners who rely purely on new car sales tend to struggle constantly. Scale matters enormously in this business model. Multi-store operators with strong service departments often dominate their local regions. Small, single-location stores face a much tougher financial path. Entry cost is brutal, sometimes reaching tens of millions of dollars all in. Floor plan debt and facility mandates never fully go away. Allocation pressure and EV transition costs add ongoing uncertainty. But once established, a well-run Honda store can become a durable cash machine. It's not flashy. It's not glamorous. It rarely makes headlines the way exotic car brands do, but it's one of the most quietly profitable businesses in modern retail. And that's the real story hiding behind Honda dealership ownership. Not the cars sitting in the showroom window, but the machine running quietly behind them. A machine built on trust, repetition, and thousands of small transactions. One that rewards patience far more than excitement. And that's what they don't tell you about owning a Honda dealership.